Hello everyone, this is Lana. Today we have an interesting topic that concerns digital twins and AI bloggers. On Angel Smart News, I released several videos about creating avatars, but today I want to talk about this in more detail. So don't go anywhere. I'll show you some very interesting information. And for those who want to create their own digital twin, please leave your requests in the description below this video. We will tailor your digital twin to match your style and your business. I want to mention that today I'm appearing in person because lately I've developed a habit of often using digital twins in my videos. Why? Because it's convenient, it saves time, and that way I don't have to bother relearning the script I use in my videos in another language. So if you thought avatars were the future, well, sorry, they're already the present. Let's start with who an AI blogger is. It's not just a virtual avatar, it's a media entity created by a system of agents. And you don't need to feed it. You don't need to give it vacation time. You don't need to treat it when it's sick. It always works for you 24/7. And a very important point, it doesn't experience burnout, it doesn't have fears, and it never has a bad mood. For those who are afraid of appearing live, a digital twin is the best solution. I want to add that behind every AI blogger, there is an entire chain of actions. Let's briefly look at what an AI blogger consists of. The first is voice generation. Timbre, facial expressions, gestures, and so on. Video. In other words, what visual components will this project be made of? What texts will be included in this AI blogger? Because you need to provide a constant script that it will use to perform and speak for you. And you also need to add emotions. Recently, the trend for AI bloggers has been growing at a tremendous pace. I've shown more than once in my video projects that AI bloggers are gaining popularity, have a future, and many companies are starting to pick up on this trend. As an example, I chose 4 AI bloggers who are the most popular in the post-media space. These include Imagram, the first virtual influencer in Japan, who collaborates with brands like IKEA, Dior, and Nike. Anna, the new host, is an AI presenter developed by Synthesia, who is frequently used in Chinese propaganda videos by Wolf News. Next, Komiko is an animated Twitch character with her own avatar and face backed by an entire team of developers. And also my favorite is Lil Michaela. She is a virtual model and singer who was created by the company Brad in 2016. And by the way, she represents brands like Prada and Calvin Klein. So just imagine how this trend shows that a digital double can even represent your product or your brand for you. What types of digital doubles can actually be considered? Well, let's take, for example, a 2D avatar. This is simple animation for YouTube Shorts and Reels. Next, you can create a 3D avatar. These are realistic characters with full body tracking. There are also lip-sync digital facessa face that speaks your text like in movies. You can try this out in Runway as well. Cinematic AI bloggers present content in the style of a movie, trailer, or lookbook. We create an avatar that will perform like a Hollywood actor. Natural style clones are versatile hosts ready for any topic. In other words, however you train them, whatever task you set, whatever prompts you give, that's how your AI doubles will perform on your social media. What technologies and platforms are mainly used to create these AI bloggers? Well, as always, for some reason, everyone goes to 11 Labs for the voice. And indeed, lately there have been some truly cool and exciting updates there that clearly show you can train a voice to have very nuanced facial expressions, a wide range of emotions, and a certain distinctive flair, just like what you consistently see in movies all the time. Well, HeyGen itself is a universal application because I really do use HeyGen often, and it provides very good quality for translation. In HeyGen, for example, you can create a very good voice clone and use it for your video projects. As for avatars, you can look at platforms like HeyGen, Synthesia, and Ready Player Me. By the way, the last one is especially suitable for use in games. When it comes to video generation, you can consider platforms for scenes and visual effects like Runway, Midjourney, Pika, and Kyber. And as for the intelligence that allows our digital bloggers to walk, think, and perform according to the scenario we require, that is, through synchronization with LLM share, we choose GPT-4. APIs are often connected, platforms are synchronized, and people also use Claude as well as a popular French platform called Mistral. I would say that the main thing is not the platform, but the system. That is, in my videos, I often talk about the system for building a specific digital twin or creating a certain project. And you can already see that this stage is the one you need to use. I want to emphasize that the main thing is not the platform, but the system with which you create your look. The key point is that you won't have to do all this by following a link. You don't need to figure it out yourself. We offer to do everything turnkey. So we analyze the niche, we build your look with an AI persona, generate content, create turnkey videos, and you receive the finished result. Yes, of course, there are plenty of videos on YouTube that you can watch and do all this yourself. But I'll say this, producing content on a regular basis is daily routine work. You can automate some things, tweak others, but behind every successful AI blogger or digital twin, there is always a successful professional team. That's why doing everything alone is extremely difficult. I also want to give some examples of cases where these AI bloggers can be used. The real estate sector. You can present visuals, a neutral 3D avatar, a deep voice with any accent, German, English, or any other end. Produce the same kind of content, for example, 4 videos a month. That is, you can set up auto posting or you can do it through your own employees. It all depends on what your goals are. I want to emphasize that this is profitable. It is profitable to create digital twins. First of all, many business owners are afraid to speak on camera. A digital twin solves this problem. Constant image changes. You need to rent a studio, hire a makeup artist, choose a clothing style. This too can be reduced with the help of digital twins. Expenses, a lot of time spent preparing all of this. And by the way, the outcome is not always the same. That is, you might spend money on organizing everything, publish the project, and in the end, the audience might not respond to it. I'm saying this from my own experience because I've created over 1,000 videos on various topics and published different posts. And every time I realized that you shouldn't cling to a single video project because the audience, the algorithms, everything works differently every day. That's why the best solution is to accept that the trend for digital avatars has already grown. It's already taken off. And so you need to accept the fact that the trend for digital avatars was already here yesterday, and today you need to do as much as possible. I want to say that the trend of digital twins among large companies has been happening since 2018. But for smaller businesses, it's important to note that there is still an opportunity to introduce your own digital twin in order to reach a wider audience and stay on trend, because digital content is like an ocean. I compare a single drop to one of your reels. That is, you publish, but in order to post just one reel, you have to invest a lot of effort and take many actions. That's why it doesn't always lead to the desired result, because you've made the investment, but you don't know how your audience will react. On top of all that, digital twins, right now I can create this video, then I have the ability to translate it into 50 languages and publish it on my social media. Just imagine if you spoke 50 languages, how many actions would you have to take? How many translators and editors would you need to hire to organize all this, redo it, and release the project in the quality you want to see? Another very popular trend is musical AI hosts, a black and white avatar with a fashion style look. For example, a video style like MTV. We change the background. There is always a result. That is, you can use it on TikTok, YouTube Shorts, and for music videos. You can see for yourself the constant stream of these shorts and reels. In other words, it's simply impossible to keep up with them in the traditional format. Now let's ask the question, why do brands need an AI blogger? The first reason is control over style and messaging. Next, working without breaks or excuses. Flexibility for different target audiences. Your avatar can be tested on various target audiences, and you can always track statistics, review analytics, apply AI recommendations, which are now integrated into every platform, and draw conclusions about what you need to change, add, or improve next. And of course, this also reduces costs for filming, actors, and the team. Let me give you some examples. Here in the screenshot, you can see how many different avatar formats can be created for a single person. For example, cinematic, realistic, 3D, 2D. So you can see that I run different tests here, and each time I implement this in my video projects. That's why I'll say this. We create digital avatars for ourselves, for brands, and for those who want to stay in the game. And the game is called The Race in the Age of Artificial Intelligence. So if you want an example of how this could look specifically for your style or your brand, let us know in the comments. We'll be happy to help. We always share with our clients what we do ourselves. That's why every project is tested. Every project is checked for updates on specific platforms. You can do this yourself. You can hire a team, or you can reach out to us and we'll become part of your team. To sum up, AI will not replace humans. You can always control this image, your digital twin. And this is just the beginning. If you're ready to adapt your reels, shorts, and scripts together with digital twins, come to us.